I teach a field within linguistics called discourse analysis. Although discourse analysis is something that's widely applied, it can at times be a highly theoretical area. So what I did was explore the possibility of setting up a reading group or discussion forum completely outside the structured curriculum. Was able to secure support so that I could book a room and advertised for a 1-hour session. Anyone could come to, whether you're a student, you're a staff member of any type, from any field at all. I supplied a key reading and then just see who turns up. People who do come, we just engage in a 1-hour free-for-all discussion about the material. We help each other to understand that reading. You don't have to sort of feel like you already understand the material. In fact, it's much better if you, in many ways, don't understand it, because we want people to just bring along their questions. It breaks down barriers, not only between students, but between staff members and even between academic disciplines across the university, because it is a truly interdisciplinary group. We actually called it the Interdisciplinary Discourse Analysis Group, or IDAG for short. We do find, it's natural for students to be apprehensive about discussing concepts that come up in their courses. That can be the result of, not wanting to look like the dummy in class in front of your peers, but obviously it can also result from being intimidated about discussing things with people that you perceive to be more senior to you. So that could be the relationship of a student to a staff member, but interestingly also between staff members themselves. So you might find that someone is a junior lecturer, for example, and might be perhaps too intimidated to discuss something with a senior professor. Or it might go the other way. Maybe someone is a senior professor and they don't want to be seen to not understand something in front of a so-called junior lecturer. So again, that is the idea behind this group, that we totally break down barriers of seniority, of discipline, barriers of any type that prevent learning. So it's a totally ego-free zone. I take it upon myself as the central organiser to put out through all of the advertising, if you like, for the group, that this is a completely open, free, stress-free environment. So I will literally write into the guidelines for the group, please come along even if you feel you do not understand anything in the reading. Please bring your ideas, please bring your questions, please be explicit about not understanding something, because we're all here to help each other. By making that clear, and I guess setting an example myself as the organiser, that I don't actually understand some or half or a lot of what is in this particular reading. By setting that example, that allows then the discussion to open up freely. And as people come along more regularly, they just get into that habit and understand that that's how the group works. One of the great outcomes of the group has been the relationships that have developed. We've had people from all different schools, that's both staff and students. People who wouldn't normally be talking to each other now are talking to each other and have got to know each other and created friendships and meet outside the group. That really has been one of the great benefits of the group. Because it is a completely stress-free environment, there's obviously no assessment, no assignments, nothing to do other than just turn up and have a good talk. People tell me just how much their learning has increased. And once again, I point out that that's learning not only for students, but also for staff. So we have learning going crucially both ways. It's not one person teaching necessarily another person, but everyone helping each other to learn together. This group develops communication skills and working in teams, which is a key Griffith attribute, breaking down barriers of seniority and discipline. That is, a great and really important graduate attribute, to learn how to harness the power of a group, developing students' knowledge, but also their critical judgment. We're increasing our knowledge of a particular academic area, but we're also able to take that knowledge and apply that to stuff going on in society. And that's one of the really fascinating and motivating aspects of my area, discourse analysis, a set of skills that you use to apply to the analysis of language as it's used in context, in society, in our culture, in the world. I have an eye on readings that are particularly interesting from a topical perspective. If you think about what's going on in the world today, everyone's talking about Donald Trump, everyone's talking about Brexit. Say in Australia, people might talk a lot about Pauline Hanson, for example. So these sorts of really big phenomena that are going on, we will like to bring into the discussion, and we're looking at them through this discursive lens. So we're always asking, what is the role that language is playing in that current phenomenon? So the topical side is really important, but also we're always developing new skills in discourse analysis. We'll look for a reading that will extend our repertoire of skills, but also because this area is highly theoretical, we're also talking about the latest theories in the area, as well as, and I think this is quite important, going back and looking at big names from the past. So if you take someone like Michel Foucault, a big name theorist, it's very hard to get through any university course, certainly in the humanities, without that person getting mentioned. Now, how many people out there have actually read that person, as opposed to people who like to refer to that person in their cafe discussion so that they can sound intelligent? So this is the group where you can come for a 1 hour discussion where we actually read one of Foucault's articles, and we can actually say, how many of us really understand what he's talking about? And after the hour, we walk out and we say, you know what, I think I now actually get it. So the next time Foucault is brought up in a discussion in a West End cafe, I will actually feel confident that I truly know what that guy was on about.